Coach, this has kind of been a question we've asked all season, but the third quarter struggles have reared their head again. When I asked Rachel Banham this, she said it's kind of a lack of focus. What are things that you can contribute as to why the third quarter starts don't seem to get there compared to how you guys have started games, which has started pretty well for you guys as of late?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that Rachel had it right. I think that for whatever reason we just haven't had the same intensity coming out. We've tried different things at halftime um, to try to adjust to that. Sometimes it's gone well, and other times it hasn't. I think uh, today really the main adjustment that Atlanta made was to put their heads down and to really drive us on the catch. We were doing pretty well guarding them in pick and roll in the first half. We were doing a really good job of keeping them in front in the first half, and then Um, things kind of got off the rails there in the second half, and so it's tough to have go into the half with a lead and then to give up a 32-point quarter followed by a 26-point quarter. It's tough to battle back from that.
I think you pretty much just answered my question, but if you have anything more on it, just any adjustments that you felt like the Dream made, like I know Carl is pretty good at like the second half adjustments or just anything you saw, but I think you mostly answered.
Yeah, I mean they obviously without BG they're playing a little bit smaller, which gives them a little bit more versatility on the and quickness on the perimeter, and then obviously we play big at times, and so. But I thought all throughout the game, or all throughout that second half, they just made it a point of emphasis to really drive our closeouts, playing quick off the catch, put us in the bind, and we put them on the line a little bit too much. So
Coach, Atlanta usually plays more straight up, like off the ball screens, and they made that adjustment in the second half. Was that something you guys are kind of expecting, or do you just kind of feel like it threw you guys out of rhythm a bit?
I thought we were a little too hesitant in ball screens for most of the game. I think we had um, at times I think we were good at sprinting in and out of them. I thought our guards were decisive at times, but I thought more often than not they're just a little bit too stagnant. We wanted to have more pace within them. And I thought that contributed to our lack of execution offensively. But today it was more so defensively um, where we were frustrated a little bit.
Back here, coach. You started the game strong in terms of your ball movement, some good cuts in that first half. I think you assisted on 12 of your first 15 made field goals. What did you see that was working there early on that maybe was hard to sustain?
Again, I think our pace and our space and our movement, the three pillars of who we want to be offensively, I think they were all clicking pretty decent. I think that we also throughout the game got some good looks at the rim that we just weren't able to finish. And so that's tough when you're giving them back to the other end. And so we got to be able to make the easy ones. There was a stretch we were turning it over a little bit too much early in the game. We picked that up a little bit, but um, yeah, more often than not, we were stagnant a little bit as the game went on and tried to force the issue once the lead started to surmount for Atlanta. So
Coach, it looked like Ariel Atkins got into a good rhythm in the third, and then she was pulled after kind of a big shot. Were you trying to adhere to a minutes restriction, and how do you kind of balance when a player gets in rhythm and trying to pull them?
yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it was due to the restriction that she's on. She had a hard cap on tonight, and so we wanted to be mindful of that, especially with the game on Saturday. But um, we don't want to put her in any further harm. And so we were getting close to that, really close to that restriction. We wanted to be able to have her available late in the game if needed. And so, um, yeah, that was the decision there.
Hey, coach, it seemed like in the beginning of the game there was some greater emphasis on shooting the three-pointer, and then in the second half it seemed to have taken a dive. Do you think that there could have been more attempts made at the three-point line during the game, or at least in the second half?
I think we wanted to utilize our size in times. We didn't want to just, be stagnant in the post, but we wanted to be able to create those advantages off of ball screens and movement. And so I thought we had some opportunities early on and at times throughout the game. Again, I thought that we missed some easy ones at times, and then we thought we missed some opportunities to get it back there. But we wanted to utilize the attention that they were given on rolls and on post-ups to create those outside shots. We're not a team that just can break you down on the perimeter and create that separation. So we need to find different ways to be able to create those outside shots. And a lot of times it's been through our bigs. I think that Elizabeth and Angel and Camilla have kind of been the drivers in terms of creating 3-point shots for us. So usually unusual for a team. It's mostly by their guards, but our bigs have been really good facilitators this year, and it's kind of been how we've played. And so, but yeah, I thought we struggled to get clean looks, for the majority of the game.
Camilla had 4 blocks tonight. Just wanted to get your assessment on her and her footwork defensively. Just want to get your thoughts there.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in tandem. I think that when certain players get on heaters, especially when it comes to pick and roll defense and getting angles to the rim, I think that um, you got to sometimes look at it as a whole and see who kind of at fault at times. Not always on the bigs, it's not always on the guards, but they got to work in sync. So, a big may be in position and in line of the ball, but if the guard doesn't get into the body, then it puts a lot of pressure on our bigs at the rim, and vice versa. And so, I think that Camilla did a decent job tonight, protecting the paint. I thought she battled down there, and the opportunities that she had with B. Jones did about as good of a job as you can do on her for the season that she's had. I thought that tonight it was more so their guards' ability to get downhill with the quickness and put a lot of pressure on the rim on those perimeter drives to kind of put us in a bind tonight.